last few years, the people who make brides and prom goers look their best for that special day have been faced with extensive education requirements or high fines in order to continue operating their businesses. That may be about to change.
Your bill to exempt hair and makeup artists from licensing requirements has passed the House and the Senate. Presumably, Governor Walz will sign it into law. What brought this issue to your attention?
Thanks for having me, Shannon. It was a constituent of mine, Christina in Stillwater, who does hair and makeup for special events, a prom or say a bride for her wedding or the whole wedding party. And she came to me and she was really upset because the Board of Cosmetology started fining these hair and makeup artists. There are over 1,000 of them in the state of Minnesota. And the Board of Cosmetology started fining them and sending them warnings saying, if you don't get a full-on cosmetology license, which is thousands and thousands of hours, and get a salon manager's license, you are not allowed to practice your business anymore. So you have all of these, mostly women own these businesses, freaking out. A couple of them even did go out of business because they got fined by the Board of Cosmetology. And they just want to continue to do what they've always been doing, but the board decided to change their rules, and it was affecting all of these small business owners.
Now, as you mentioned, it's been a rule change or a change in interpretation, but it said that hair and makeup artists needed to have cosmetology or esthetician licenses, salon managers licenses, and special event permits. So do you know why there was this sudden change in interpretation or an enforcement of this?
And we're still trying to figure that out. Where did that come from? Or was it just the Board of Cosmetology needed to get more fees, and so they were going to get it from these folks? Because they really are two separate businesses. They only do hair and makeup. They don't cut, they don't color, they don't do nails. As a matter of fact, even if you're going to get your full-on cosmetology license in those thousands of hours, makeup is barely addressed in those hours of learning. So these women just wanted to focus on that. And for the board to, out of nowhere, randomly, these rules have been in place for decades, for them just to randomly change it up and say, oh, now we're going to interpret it this way, and so you women can't do your businesses any longer because we've changed our mind. So I have no idea where it came from. We've been asking Gina Fass, the director of the Board of Cosmetology, and she doesn't answer.
So upon enactment then, how much training would a person who wants to do hair and makeup just for weddings or proms or other events like that, what kind of training do they need?
We put into the bill that they have to have a 4-hour state certified class of sanitation, because they'll have their makeup brushes or their combs or brushes. So they have to have a sanitation class to make sure that their tools are clean. But that's pretty much it. There are schools out there like Faces, etc., that does teach makeup. And I apologize, I'm at the lake here and somebody's doing work. Somebody's building their cabin. There are places like Faces that teach makeup, and so if you go to that school, you can carry that certificate around. But most of these women-owned businesses are just word of mouth. You know, my cousin had so and so at her wedding and did their makeup and hair, and she did a great job. Here are the pictures. That's how they get their businesses going.
So in a sense, maybe there is a growing understanding that in terms of cosmetology, there's really a lot of different ways to handle it. There is simply just hair and makeup, or there's cut and color, or there's nails, or whatever. And that our state laws need to address the different levels of work that people do and the requirements that are necessary. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And these women actually didn't want that kind of a license. They didn't want to work in a salon. They didn't want to cut people's hair. They didn't want to color. And all of those women at my salon in Woodbury, they did want to do that. So they did get that license. And that license, it takes a lot, like 5,000 hours of schooling, and it costs them anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. So these small, really small hair and makeup freelance artists just want to do makeup and hair for special events. They don't want to, and it's mostly stay-at-home moms that this is the money that they help to put their kids in through soccer or hockey or food on the table. They couldn't afford to do the full-on license either. So there are different levels of licensing, and this is one that just needs 4 hours of sanitation.
Senator Karin Housley, thank you.
Thanks, Shannon. We'll see you soon.